There's trouble over in Vancouver where it's another situation where someone who claims to be the opposite gender tries to go into a woman's jail and then causes trouble over there, and it's happening over in Vancouver. Let's have a look.
What I'm about to say is true. How the fuck is this not news? And what the fuck is happening in British Columbia? Let's first talk about the allegations involving Adam Laboucan, a convicted offender reported to having committed horrific sexual crimes against 3-year-old children, requiring one of the children to need reconstructive surgery. Adam was later transferred to a women's prison after identifying as a woman. Critics say the BC...
It's identify all over again. They're trying to pretend to try to have benefit over women. When feminism that started to become a thing, and women rights, the right to work, the right to vote, that was the thing. And it was a fair thing, and even men supported women. And now the transgender, they're making this obsolete.
plants. Adam was subsequently housed in a female correctional facility near units that can accommodate mothers and children, since he now identified as a woman. And yes, you guessed it, he further assaulted women. Now add some more.
Oh, that's terrible.
Critics of BC's gender transition policies have spent years accusing politicians like Grace Llor, MLA for Victoria Beacon Hill, and BC's Minister of Children and Family Development and Premier David Eby of ignoring concerns from parents, detransitioners, and women's rights advocates. Attempts to raise these concerns directly with government officials were dismissed, denied, and public criticism was met with accusations of intolerance rather than engagement. No conversations were further held. Meanwhile, the debate over youth gender medicine continues to divide the public. Supporters argue these policies help vulnerable youth. Opponents argue children are being pushed towards life-altering medical decisions before they are mature enough to fully understand the consequences. 1,000 out of 5,000 foster kids under the care of the ministry have transitioned. What the fuck? And here's what drives people absolutely fucking insane. The second you ask questions, you're called a bigot. The second you raise concerns over children, women's spaces, or taxpayer-funded policies, you get crucified. One father who complained of his 12-year-old daughter's transition found himself behind bars. And a lot of BC politicians are hoping that kind of bullying is enough to keep people silent. They better pray they're right. If the public ever decides, or whenever they fucking decide they've had enough, the reckoning is going to be fucking biblical.
And there's also a ton of men who identified as the wrong gender, and they went to women's jail, and then they got the woman pregnant. But there's some who tried to, and then they sent them to a woman's jail, and they chickened out. because the man who went to jail at the man only jail, they're tough and the strongest or only they survive and if you actually drop the soap, you're gonna get gangbanged, just like what happened at a dating party. So the man who tried to pretend he's a woman go to a woman only jail and then try to do something well, do a rape and then go to a men only jail forced over there and then learn this lesson. How would you feel if you were in that position? And then also the same goes coming for women too who are pretending to be identify as a man but and then got so scared when it comes to the showering, because you can't change your brain. You can change how you look on the outside, but you can't change your brain. And then the woman who was presenting, she was the man. She was so scared. And then she was sent back to a woman on the jail, and this also did happen at when a change room too. A girl who tried to identify the boy, but and then she kind of learned a lesson because there's some naked boy there, and she's not really used to seeing stuff like that, and then she got so scared. So she ended up changing in the girl change room and also using the washroom because that's your private space. Because if you're a girl who ends up in avoids a washroom or change room, the first thing they'll do is try to sexually harass you. And of course, the women, girls, they do deserve their privacy, and they deserve to have that. But over in British Columbia, what happened earlier this year? there's this guy by the name of first name Jesse. He caused the school shooting in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia, and it was all over the news, and even it made it over in U.S. news, and even U.S. citizens. They were shocked. Like, wait, school shootings are common in our country. It's not common in Canada because they have strict gun laws. And what happened with there had been so Jesse's dad and mom had falling out, and when Jesse and he was just a little kid, he'd really didn't know her dad, Justin Van Roootsellar, and the mom she tried to take her him and his stepbrother to Newfoundland and Labrador, but divorce court didn't allow it. And when Justin Van Roootsellar heard about my biologic son did this, and he was emotional and upset, and he gave condolences for every single family member that had to deal with this school shooting, and it was illegal gun, and just the firearm at the time. The license expired, and that's how he would have gotten in jail for using a firearm, and his license was and all firearms in Canada needs to be locked up in a safe spot. Now, Canada seems to endorse and praise the LGBT and trans community, which endorsing mental illness instead of treating it, and Justy is one of them. So kids, they're not even full in development. They haven't learned their like a full vocabulary yet. Like the English language, and also since Canada's a bilingual country, no French. And so in case if they go to Quebec or they ever visit France, but they'll be oh you're Canadian. That's what they have to learn, and then they have to learn about the math. In the high school, different math classes, and then different sciences, history, geography, and then different arts from visual arts, music, and whatever instrument you play, and then also dance. High school, out of grade 11 and grade 12, you get to choose your classes, but English and math and one of the science classes is mandatory. The others you can choose. But you still need to get credits. That's what you need to learn, not the gay BCs. And while the Catholic school boards are trying to do their best, trying to shut them out, public schools and private schools have fallen victim. Which means practically nothing. And now what current Prime Minister Mark Carney, he tried to protect the LGBTQ non-binary two-spirit and whatever they added. They're even not trying to add indigenous people to this, but they have no connections to the LGBT. Which is just really weird. Because they're trying to add a missing and murdered woman, and then add the LGBTQ. And original LGBT. They're just finding this just very disappointing. Is this how the world turned out to be? And even erecting the pride flag after Joe Biden over in the United States, he did the same thing a few years back. And now Canada is doing it, and people are just Well, some people of the LGBT, not all, just some. Others just seeing that it's like not necessary, and a lot of people are saying, no, we're Canadians. We need to only put up the Canadian maple leaf flag because that is our country flag. We're going to wave it at events like Canada Day and any major events. And depending on which province and territory you live, the province or territory flag, that should be the second flag. The only other flag that you are allowed to legally do is if you're a sports fan, yeah, like maybe like a basketball or a hockey or like lacrosse or that flag. That that's also accepted. But that rainbow flag that had no place at schools, police stations, fire stations, or hospitals. Because if you live under this country, you are Canadian, not because if you don't show the Canadian flag or and there are people trying to destroy Canada from the inside, and not just the United States, but over Hamas and Free Palestine, death to Canada, death to USA, death to Israel. Those people, they were spotted in Ontario and Quebec. And instead of putting up a Canadian flag on their vehicle, they'll be putting up the Iran flag, and instead, and like, so you're a traitor to this country, so leave. Because that's not how the country was born. It's focused on also people with some religions thinking they can just take over the country. typically Indians, which had got a lot of people having a dislike for Indians, immigrants. And nothing about their food. It's just how they behave. Just causing trouble and we're currently also trying to let that slide. Well, there's also a lot of robberies caused by Indian immigrants who live in Greater Toronto, Hamilton area. Mostly Toronto. They always pick on small towns and the woman they do all the shoplifting and the men are the getaway drivers. It's true. I know some people who have been victims of shoplifting and by Indians. Over in Quebec, trying to put in place on regarding anyone who wears a head covering their certain sort of religion. And over in Ontario with a different appeal, school different districts, school board, they're preventing the LGBT flag, which is actually doing something good. Because they try to learn what they'll use to get the job they want, not promote the horniness. Because the adult private life had nothing to do with children. And even people over in Alberta, they are against the LGBT endorsement. Though if the pro-LGBT is trying to do something, the straight normal LGBT will just will try to do something about this and try to shut it down. Well, Premier Daniel Smith, she's trying to be a makeable MAGA, just like Saskatchewan, Scott Moe, and Ontario, Doug Ford. So it's all the TQ part in this issue and they need to put them in the correct facilities, correct washrooms, correct change rooms, the correct jails. No matter how they try to hide the gender they were born with, boys and girls are born with the penis, girls are born with the vagina, and will eventually develop breasts. Because that's how it is. You can't change genetics and biology, but they can't accept it, and they're still trying to go woke. They just need more support, but there just isn't funding for that, and Canada needs this. And the only thing people actually agree with Donald Trump is dealing with the trans community over in the United States, or divided states, or whatever you want to call it. Because mental health matters, and you need to give them the correct help, so there's going to be no trouble, no school shootings. Don't turn out like Jesse Von Roootsellar, who shot students and teachers, and also his mother and stepbrother. Because people need help, not encourage mental illness.